all well. Happy Easter, everybody. Hope you've had a lovely Sunday. Right, I have got a schedule. I am actually keeping to schedule for this. This is the schedule. We are going to talk the Championship briefly. Premier League matches, FA Cup matches, and the Women's FA Cup matches. As you are probably aware, I support Arsenal, so I'm not going to enjoy talking about some of these subjects. However, it is what it is, isn't it? Right, we are firstly going to talk about the Championship. Now, I watched Derby versus Fulham. I'm currently watching a match as well at the moment, so I do apologise. I keep turning my head left. But I noticed something very interesting about the Championship. No one's really talking about it, and I wanted to talk about it. Had anyone noticed that between third position and 12th position, there's literally 10 points in it? There's still 12 games to play. 4 games to play. But I found that really interesting that this is probably the closest season I've known for quite a while for the playoffs. And the clubs that were involved are Huddersfield, Luton, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, Middlesbrough, Blackburn, Coventry, Millwall, West Brom, QPR. I just find it absolutely fascinating. I'd say Hull, who's got like the most likely chance of definitely making it in the playoffs, is probably Nottingham Forest. They've got 2 games in hand over everybody else around them. So they would have 73 points. But yeah, the fact that Huddersfield are 3rd and Luton are 4th, it amazes me. Blackburn are fighting, Coventry are fighting, Millwall are fighting, West Brom, who I was expecting to come straight back up, to be honest, are in 11th, QPR in 12th. Fulham are pretty much there, aren't they? Let's be honest. Bournemouth should be, as long as they win their 2 games in hand, they should be following them up as well. But I just noticed that the playoffs was so interesting this year. So yeah, I'm going to keep a very good eye on the playoffs. Who's message? Hello, Moss. How you doing, mate? Go and subscribe to Moss on Moss Sports Talk. His name's there. Go and big him up. He's doing all American sports, European sport. I think he's probably watching the PSG Marseille game in about an hour. I'm currently watching Leverkusen versus Leipzig. But yes, so the next point I want to go to is the Premier League games this season. Oh, I don't want to do it that long. Just this weekend. Can you tell my team have really mashed my head up this weekend? It's just been awful. But anyway, we're going to go into Saturday's games first. And where should we start? Right. Shall I do it alphabetical? It's probably better. Let's do it alphabetical. Yeah, that'd be better for me. So we start with Man United. I think I can share this screen, so I'm going to see if I can share the screen here, people. There we go. That one. Let's see if that comes up okay. Does that come up okay? I think it does. Yeah. I think that's hopefully it's coming up. I've done this before and it's never wasn't even there in the first place. Right. So Manchester United 3, Norwich 2. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo with 3 goals. Kieran Dowell and Timu Pukki with 1 each. We're going to go into stats. Don't really care who the man of the match was. We all kind of knew that from a hat-trick anyway. Possession, 60%, 39% for Norwich. Shots on target, 9 for United, 4 for Norwich. But look at that, 20 shots for Manchester United and 15 for Norwich. It wasn't as... I think everyone that's hearing that score was like, oh, Norwich probably scored 2 of their attempts, and that's that. No. Man United are struggling, and without Ronaldo and without De Gea, I would love to know where they are right now. Like, seriously, I think they would be struggling to even make the top half of the table. without De Gea and Ronaldo. That's obviously my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but that's mine. You know, I've seen football long enough in my life that it's for United. It's not that their players are bad quality, because they're not. Don't get me wrong, but they're just not playing as a team at all. Something's not right in that club, and it's stayed all season, and they just can't get rid of it. Even with getting rid of Ole and bringing in Ralph, nothing's changed. But yes, that is the first game. So great game for United. Good luck. Well, well done to Norwich. At least they gave it a go. Here we go. Next game, Southampton versus Arsenal. Yeah. Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. Bednarek. For any Arsenal fans that listen or watch this later or whatever, I will be doing a bigger Arsenal show tomorrow. It will be a call-in show, so I will discuss it more in depth tomorrow. Personally, man of the match. There you go. Says it all. Fraser 4-star. Possession 24.3% to 75.7% for Arsenal. 3 shots on target for Southampton, 6 for Arsenal. 9 shots in total for Southampton, 23 shots for Arsenal. Can anybody smell the problem? I can. Touches for Southampton, 395. Touches for Arsenal, 860. Oh dear. Didn't we have a great January, everyone? But yeah. So yeah, our top 4 is pretty much done. Now we just need to try and fight for the European places. Yeah, just keep fighting till the end now. That's all I want for Arsenal, just to keep fighting. But the past 3 games, we're just not doing it quite so much. Let's move into one that's going to cheer me up a little bit. The Tottenham game versus Brighton. Tottenham 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Leandro Trossard in the 90th minute. Now, you'd probably go, oh, that was a close match. It's one of those last grabbed the game last minute. Nope. I watched this one. This was awful from Tottenham. Absolutely awful. And I'm not just saying that as an Arsenal fan. When I talk about other clubs, I have a non-biased head. That was an awful performance from Tottenham. And I'm pretty sure it's going to say that in stats. Yep, exactly. It's going to say exactly in the stats. I'm not being mean to Tottenham. That was an awful performance. Possession 48.6 for Tottenham. Brighton 51.4. 0, repeat, 0 shots on target for Tottenham. A team that had Harry Kane and Son in the lineup, starting lineup. So yeah, shots on target from Brighton 5. Now Brighton had more shots on target, well actually the same amount of shots on target as Tottenham had in shots. They literally only had 5 shots. Brighton had 12. Touches was about the same. Passes about the same. Tackles, blah, 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 blah. But Brighton looked decent. They would be fantastic with a decent striker. They'd be knocking on the door for Europe if they had a striker. But the Tottenham performance was, yeah, even the commentators used the term Spursy. So yeah, that's what happened there. And we'll move into the Watford and Brentford game. Watford 1, Brentford 2. Brentford are more or less safe now. Probably not mathematically safe, but they're safe. Emmanuel Dennis with the goal for Watford. Norgard and Janssen in the 95th minute for the winner. Let's have a look at stats. It was a 50-50 game. Pretty much, yeah. You can physically see all the stats like 50-50. Watford put up a good fight, just not good enough. Just they're just lacking the quality, aren't they, at Watford? The owners need to go back to their drawing board and work out exactly what they want to do at Watford. They've got the possibility of doing something decent, but they're doing it all wrong, in my opinion. It's currently half time at Leverkusen and Leipzig. It's 0-0. And we're now going to move in to today's matches. We're going to start with Newcastle. I'm going to stick with alphabetical. There we go. Newcastle 2, Leicester 1. Bruno Guimaraes with 2 goals, and Lookman with the Leicester goal. I did see this game. Leicester definitely started the better team, and Newcastle came into it. I thought it was quite a good game, actually. But you see, I saw this game, right? I would not have expected the possession to be that different. 31.3% to 68.7% to Leicester. I thought it wasn't a walkover for Leicester. I just don't think they're missing Vardy quite clearly. Let's hope they do something in the summer. They're going to need to be fair. But anyway, shots on target for Newcastle was 7, Leicester City 2, and you got 16 shots for Newcastle, 8 shots for Leicester. Touches, Leicester had like 300 more. Passes, nearly double over double what Newcastle had. But yeah, to be fair, I thought Newcastle the goal, the equaliser from Guimaraes was just, I loved it. To be fair, it was one of those. I've played football at a fairly decent level, and it's one of those where you think that goal's not going to be given. You look at it more and more, and you think, surely it's got to be, because the goalkeeper never had it. But that's like a Sunday league thing where the player just still attempts to kick the ball that close to the goalie. It's not something you see very often. It was fantastic to me. I love that goal. I have heard that there's now a chant going around the St James's Park stadium about Guimaraes and Arsenal, which I can't say I like personally. And there's a bit of facts in that chant as well. It's not very factual. But yeah, it's someone we could have done with doing. Could have signed him, but we didn't. So it is what it is. There's nothing more to say, unfortunately. Yep, so that's Newcastle. We're going to go into West Ham Burnley. West Ham 1, Burnley 1. 2 seconds, everybody. Sorry about that, people. Yeah, have an ant issue. Don't you just love when it's spring? Where was I? That's still streaming. Yeah, awesome. Right, so it's West Ham 1, Burnley 1. Thomas Souček and Weghorst for Burnley. Let's look at the stats of this one. We didn't get to see this in England, unfortunately, so I don't know much about it. I know there was a horrible tackle for Ashley Westwood. I do hope he's okay. Heard something that there might have been someone in the audience. Someone in the stadium also had an emergency, so I hope they're okay too. Possession 61% to Burnley, 38%. Shots on target for West Ham, 8. 1 for Burnley. 21 shots for West Ham, 9 for Burnley. Touches, nearly 200 more for West Ham. So you're going to go by the stats, you'd say West Ham should have won that. I had them down for a win. So it's a good draw for Burnley. Is it enough? Probably not. But we shall see. Is that it for Premier League? What I will do is go into the Premier League table. You should see it if I do that. It wants to load up for me. There we go. So positions as of tonight at 22 minutes past 7 on Easter Sunday. Manchester City first. And they're facing Brighton next. Liverpool second. They're facing Manchester United. Chelsea third. Facing Arsenal. Tottenham facing Brentford. Manchester United facing Liverpool. Arsenal down in 6th now. Facing Chelsea. West Ham don't play again for a bit because they're 2 games ahead of Arsenal. They're facing Chelsea next. Wolves are in 8th. 9 points ahead of Leicester. So even with Leicester having 2 games in hand, though, so Leicester could creep into it. It would be a miracle, to be fair, like a major miracle, if Leicester sneaked into Europe now. But you know, it's happened before. Brighton, that's them done. They're in mid-table now. Brentford 39 points. Are they mathematically safe now? I don't think they are. No, way too early to be mathematically safe. But you look at the bottom of the table, Everton with a game less than Burnley, facing Leicester next. They are 3 points ahead of Burnley. So I think if they get a point out of that, that might be them okay-ish. Watford and then Norwich, they're more or less gone, aren't they? Let's be honest. I know it's not a huge difference, and it's 6 points between Watford and Everton, but like Watford are facing Man City next, and Norwich are facing Newcastle. You know, that's just mad. But yeah, so there's that. We are gonna go into, what did I say I was gonna do next? FA Cup, I think, didn't I? FA Cup matches. Let's have a look. See. Let's have a look. See. Let's see what I can find here. Fixtures. Oh, you're not funny. Results then. There we go. Let's see. Oh, can I not get that up? Well, anyway, the Saturday game, which was between Man City and Liverpool. There we go. Bingo, bango. Is that what I'm going to be able to find out? Oh, that sucks. Is the score. So it was Man City 2, Liverpool 3. Did get to watch it. Liverpool 3-0 up by half time. As it says there, Canate, Mane with 2. Jack Grealish just shortly after half time, with Bernardo Silva getting one in late second half. Did I think that Liverpool deserved it? Probably. They were better. Man City was definitely weakened. That obviously had a major part to play in City's performance. But well done, Liverpool. They move on to the next round. Crystal Palace. Doesn't even make sense. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace was the next game. Chelsea 2, Crystal Palace 0. Loftus-Cheek and Mason Mount with the goals. Scoreline pretty much sums up the game, really. Crystal Palace definitely had chances. I actually thought they were quite good. Some of the players don't think performed as well as they should have. Off the top of my head, Eze's definitely one that don't personally think had a great game. But again, well done to Chelsea. You're through to the next round, facing Liverpool in the final. Who do I think will win that? Personally, I do think Chelsea might actually win it. I know that sounds a bit mad, but I think Chelsea will probably win it. That's just my own gut feeling. It's not personal. I just think that's who's going to win it. So yeah. And we are going to go on to the next and final point. Get this one up. I'm hoping I can. If he wants to work, possibly not. Oh, it does want to work. Awesome. Is that going to work? Where's the results? There we go. Semi-final results. It was West Ham versus Man City. Before I go, there we go. So it was Man City versus West Ham United women. It was West Ham 1, Manchester City 4. Man City literally outplayed West Ham. West Ham did have their chances, but it was absolutely outplayed by Man City. So big up to Man City for making it to the final. The ladies are doing it very well over there. Yeah, I think they're fighting for third as well in the WSL. So big up to the ladies. And then we go into today's Arsenal women 0, Chelsea women 2. After a fantastic 10 minutes at the beginning of the first half, Arsenal were brilliant. Beth Mead was just, Beth Mead had a good couple of chances actually in that game. It's just being clinical. Unfortunately, what I've always noticed with Arsenal and women's and the men's is we seem to mirror one another. If we're having a bad period, so do they. And it's our defence was awful, as in the men's, and so was the women's today. Their defending was awful, and they just cannot score. And that was the same for both men's and women's today. It was quite sad to see. But well done to the Chelsea women. You were clinical. You finished your chances. G's goal was fantastic. The second from Chelsea. If you get a chance, look at her finish. It was a brilliant shot. But yeah, it was just a very sad day, sadly. Yeah, but that is it, really. That was just a quick. If any Arsenal fans are listening, there is a proper show, call-in show tomorrow for the Arsenal, talking about all things Arsenal, where it's going wrong, if there's anyone to blame, if there's any reason for this happening. So if you're an Arsenal fan, or to be fair, if you just want to talk football about it, because that's what I would do if I had an opinion on something. All opinions matter to me. But yeah, if anyone wants to tune in tomorrow night, that would be fantastic. But I am going to be out of here right now. Got an ant situation downstairs that I need to sort out. So thank you for tuning in, everyone. And I will speak to you soon. Take care, everyone.